Hey guys, we're back. Another episode of Get Slydewayz with me, Barry Clapp. We're here in the house with, I'll just tell you here in just a second who we got in the house tonight. We got a fun little show together. We're going to start off with a little business, though. If you have not yet already, please go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, man alive, where all are we? YouTube. Give us a like and a follow on any of the Slide Factory pages. Help us grow this little show. We're going to start having a little bit more content, a little more often here as we kind of grow the drifting into the autocrossing and maybe even some track day stuff. We're going to start having a little more content with all kinds of different racing venues and whatnot. We had a Craftsman truck driver on here last week, so starting to get a little bit better following, a little bit better guests, fun stuff like that. So if you've got any suggestions about people you'd like to see on the show, be sure and comment down below and tell us some fun stuff you'd like for us to talk about. Other than that, events. Let's talk events real quick. March the 1st is rapidly approaching, our first event of the year. Up at NCM Motorsports Park, the big road course up there. We're going to be doing a triple. It's the first time we've ever tried this, so hopefully it works out nice. I've got some inside information on how to do an HPDE and make it to where nobody wants to kill me or themselves or any of that stuff. So be patient with us as we learn how to do that. But we'll be doing a big autocross in the paddock. We'll be doing drifting in the sinkhole section. That's the east course of the NCM road course. And then we will be HPDE road course driving on the west side of the course. Some details about that for some of you HPDE guys. We're going to do 3 run groups. We will do a beginner novice group, we'll do an intermediate group, and we'll do an expert level group. And we'll go over rules and whatnot, that kind of thing at the driver's meeting. Right now we're talking about maybe 20-minute sessions. So an 8-hour day, only 3 run groups, you should get a bunch of seat time. So tell your friends if you've got your, Corvette or your Ferrari or your whatever you want to do, get out there and drive it on a road course and see what it'll do. Come out and play with us. We'll have flaggers in the corners. We'll have the rules all set up right so that it's nice and safe for everybody. And in the beginners run group, it'll be, minimum passing up to the experts. It'll basically be a free for all. You can do whatever you want to do. So, that being said, that's March the 1st, NCM Motorsports Park. If you go to my page or the Slide Factory page on Facebook or Instagram, the event page is already up with the registration link. There's a separate prices. You can do whatever you want to do. You can line up and just drift. You can just autocross. You can just HPD, or you can HPDE and autocross. If you're that kind of guy that does not want to get out of his car, you can sign up to do both of those. That way, while your run group is on track on the track, you can be out there doing that. When it's somebody else's turn on that deal, head on over to the autocross and turn some laps in there and sharpen your skills. So either way, that's a win. So we'll be able to do a lot of cool things up there at the NCM. We recently just wrapped their 2 of their track day cars. They took them down to the 24 Hours of Daytona, and they said that they couldn't peel the photographers away from them. We made them look just like the GT3 cars, and it was 2 C8. What do you call them? E-Rays, right? Yeah. 2 C8 E-Rays, and we made them look just like the GT3 cars. So they took them down there, and the Corvette magazines and all that stuff were down there and just ate them up. They just loved them. So that was fun. We got to do that. So, but anyway, on to the fun stuff for tonight. In the house, we have Skiddz magazine creator, photographer, author, trash lady. You do it all, don't you, hon? Miss Joleigh Boyd in the house tonight with us. You do it all, don't you, doll?
I try.
What in the world made you want to do a magazine?
Man, so last year I was like, I had looked through all of the photographer magazines. You know, you think about media and you see all of these magazines that people have. You can be featured in them.
Yeah.
You know, there was one, and I'd been featured in it like 3 times. I got like the front of the page, like the front was my photo.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, that made me feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I really like cars. I want to see if I can do like some car media people and like do some restoration stories, because I love to write. Being able to kind of add that aspect of like my love of cars and all things automotive with the ability to write something like that people care about, because you see your story, like you see all these drift guys just starting out, like that was what I covered in the beginning of last year.
Yeah,
because
I remember that.
these guys just getting out on track,
Yeah.
They're just turning their wheels, and they're just now doing it fresh out. And I kind of wanted to be like, you know what, I kind of wanted to see how you're going to improve from then to now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's not really like, it's kind of like tracking their story, but like also seeing like where everybody goes. Because last year I didn't know that Jonathan Hurst was going to be in FD.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing him on TV drifting was insane.
Yeah.
Because I was in his Corvette down there at Clarksville, and I was like, that was the first time I ever rode in a Corvette. And I rode with an FD guy, and I was like,
and didn't even know it.
mind was blown, dude. So I was like, I was trying to.
That's awesome.
I wanted to find something that people cared about, because when you see somebody's story, when you see your own personal story, like in a newspaper or in a magazine, that like it's heartfelt.
Yeah,
so, I wanted to let people know like their stories are heard. There are so many people out there that have come from nothing, like dirt, like they pick their car, like the stock frame out of junk, and they build onto that, like restorative, like stuff like that. I love that stuff because you have no idea how much history is behind the frame of that car.
You got that right.
The engine, or how many miles it's put on it, and all that other stuff. So it's something that I've always cherished. And so, last year we started all of our social media like February 5th. That was yesterday. Yesterday was our 1 year anniversary.
So like the memories are starting to kick on Facebook and whatnot. Yeah.
So
cool.
Everything came together last year around this time, and it has blown my mind how much we've grown from then to now.
Nice.
800 plus followers on Instagram is pretty
that ain't
cool.
Bad.
Considering it's been a year. I mean, sometimes it might not look pretty, but we try.
That's right. That's right.
It is only like 2 people running it. So I do the majority of like the designer work, and I go to the events and stuff, and then Mason's taking care of the baby on the weekends. I'm just not there, so it helps out for real.
Mason, it couldn't happen without you, buddy. It couldn't happen without you. Without you taking care of the youngin', it wouldn't none of it happen. Probably.
Yeah,
that's right.
So, but. Funny enough, the first time we'd ever been to NSS was the first Cars and Coffee of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we went, it's always emotional because that we brought Clover. Clover was barely 6 months old.
Wow.
And so she barely had any hair on her head. It was kind of cold.
Yeah.
She was warm. She was close to me. So I was out there taking a picture of all the cars, and I saw Justin Napier's car out there. I was like, no, there's no way he's inside NSS right now. So I was freaking out. I was like, I got to get in there. So I sent him a message on Facebook. I was like, where are you guys at? And I send Jeff a message. I'm like, where are you guys at?
Yeah.
And this was, after they had reached out to me, been like, hey, you need to come to Clarksville and, do the drift thing. I was like, all right. So we get down there, and Jeff has me, Mason, and Clover in his car.
Nice.
And so we're kind of like a chase car behind Justin's car.
Oh, gosh.
And so Clover's first time, like, on a drift track was then.
Nice.
And she was just giggling the whole time we were chasing Justin's car on that track.
That's awesome.
It's one of the most memorable pieces of the start of that last year. So
that's pretty sweet. So was that at one of our events? That was at the first one of the year of ours?
I want to say it was.
I see.
Because I had just started talking to Jeff, and then he was like, hey, you should meet Barry. I was like, I'll meet Barry. This is cool. He's like, well, he kind of organized all this. I was like, no way. I was like, I'm meeting the man.
Well, yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah, I guess that's kind of the way it is.
But yeah, so that was, it was. From there, it exploded. Like, I had so many people reach out to me.
Yeah.
There's a little go-kart track that's close by our house, and there are so many sweet people. They have never had a media person down there.
That's the little dirt track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
41A Speedway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what's his name? That's in the wheelchair. That has the Frederick's ataxia. What's his name? That's his property, right? That's
yes,
his land.
Yes.
So I used to letter his and his dad's race cars that ran at the fairgrounds years ago. And that's awful about me being this old. I can't remember people's names, but yeah, I love that guy. That whole family's great. I remember when he moved the dirt and made that little track a long time ago.
They still manage it.
That's cool.
They are some really sweet people.
Yeah.
I have the time that I've spent doing media down there has been so awesome. One of the guys I took pictures of his family, his name is Howard Lenning, and his whole family does it. All the go-kart stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you can see them out there, and they will have visitors come from like what is it, Duck Creek or Duck
River?
Farm? Yeah, Duck River.
Yep.
And they'll have people come down there because they'll do like go karts on the offside.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so they'll
where they're
come
racing their regular dirt cars at Duck
yeah.
River, they'll get a go kart and go play with that. Yeah,
and it
Yeah,
coincides,
shoot, yeah. Why
you know.
not?
So they'll have them come down there, and they'll have visitors and stuff, and they'll be down there, and they're like, "Hey, you want to jump in one of the go karts?" I'm like,
Sure.
"Yeah, yeah."
Why not?
The first thing that you have to do is put on a jacket.
Yeah.
Because the muffler is so hot.
Oh wow.
They didn't give me a jacket.
Oh
So
my.
I was sitting here driving like,
Oh gosh, trying to not burn your arm. Yeah. Lovely.
and then I didn't have I wore my actual helmet, like the one that I carry with me to ride in the drift cars, and I didn't. You can't see when it's dark, especially with
I
it.
heard
with
that.
So driving on the drift track or the dirt track, you got to pull it up, and you got dirt flying in your eyes. And that one time I went with Tia like zoomed in front of. She was ready. She was like, "Well, get me in that one."
She's a wild woman.
But
It's fun.
hey, I love her. It was such a fun time because I mean, just local hometown people getting together and doing that. And I want to say that I did an article about them, but I know I did something in the magazine about it. But they definitely need more coverage there because they sell out every time. Like the concession stand sells out every time they open on the weekends.
Wow.
And I wish more people would go and like see it and like bring their go-karts because they have another go-kart track that's in Kentucky that's competing with them.
Oh.
So they'll have their events on those days, and it'll mash together.
Oh,
So
really?
they're just kind of like you got to pick and choose.
Yeah, no kidding. I never did understand that. Like, why do racetracks that are close together have their program on the same day?
Yeah.
Make it on different days so you can get everybody.
Yeah.
And you can both have everybody.
Exactly.
Nobody has to choose.
Well, you know how it is. It's a
Well, I do. I've been around it for a long, long time. And
competition.
I do know how it is, and it's ugly. It can be. Man alive. Well, how much fun is that? That's awesome. So how many episodes, how many copies have you done here? How many volumes? That's the word, right, for a magazine?
So
I got to learn the lingo.
So I messed it up the first time because I wasn't supposed to do volumes. I was supposed to do issues, like volume 1, issue such and such.
Okay.
But considering, it's
budding.
Yeah, it's a start. So we've released about 8.
Okay.
So even though this is volume 9 in front of me, the one when we went to LS Fest, I put 2 and 1 because there was so much content.
Oh yeah.
So many stories.
Big
and
show.
I was like,
big show.
Man. LS Fest was so big though. That was one of the biggest parts of last year because I remember going in 2021 with my dad and Mace went with me, and that was like we were babies.
Yeah.
I know we might look like babies right now, but we were we had no idea what was going on, but we went to LS Fest with my dad in 2021, and I saw those media people on the sidelines. I was like, I want to do that.
That's cool.
That is I was like, I had my camera and my mom gave me my camera. And so, she's given me a lifelong thing to, not only make money, but I get to take pictures of all these memories and stuff. So, but I took my camera with me, and I was like, I'm just going to take pictures of everything and kind of talk to people and see what's going on. And around that time, I had a really bad anxiety. So, I mean, I know I might have really bad anxiety now, but it was worse back then, believe me. But I looked on the sidelines, and every time I saw that the drag, they would initiate and go. It was
Yeah.
the coolest thing, and I would take pictures, and I've got pictures of the tire warping, of like
Oh,
how much
yeah,
speed.
The wrinkles
That
and all
is-
that. Yeah.
Those crispy photos of those. That
That's
is
cool.
my favorite. But LS Fest this year was amazing. As soon as I got that email from Holly telling me
Nice.
that I was doing media,
Nice.
I was like dead. Like, I was like, thank God. Because that was one of the goals that I was wanting to do with this magazine, because I knew how many things that I
Yeah.
wanted to push into this magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and it is a heavily male dominated
Sure.
thing.
Sure.
And being a woman out there, it's great,
Yeah.
but it is so scary because I'm afraid of jumping in front of one of them and then they're like, you better get out of my shot,
If you've got the vest on, it's your
Yeah,
shot.
Yeah, right.
You know what I
So-
mean? Be confident in that. If you
Yeah.
got the same vest they do, don't worry about that. It's your shot too.
You're right.
I used to watch. So I used to race the fairgrounds years and years ago, and I used to watch the photographer guys when we were off and didn't have anything to do, because there were a lot of dead time in that kind of
Yeah.
racing. There were so many classes, and there would be 3 or 4 photographers, and they would literally follow each other around and take the same pictures, because they're there to make money. They're there to take pictures and then go show you their pictures and try to sell you some pictures. And they would follow each other around and take the same pictures. And I just thought, come on, man,
Like,
You
do
know?
something different.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, get something different.
I hate that.
That's
like,
funny.
that gets on my nerves because I'm always trying to do different ways of taking the shot, because there's only so much you can do on a track.
Sure.
Because they've got the media boxes, and you can't really stray far from that unless you want to lose your life. So when you do the media brief, they'll tell you, well, you can go A, B, C. Well, I try to get like where the spectators
C
sit.
plus plus.
Yeah, right. Just, can I stand on top of the fence? Can I stand on top of the box where they're announcing stuff? That'll be a good shot.
You can buy you a scissor lift and
Yeah.
just roll in there with that and raise up above
Shoot,
everybody.
I was this close during Shredfest. I was this close to jumping on top of your truck. Just
Oh yeah, nice. Why not?
because Mickey Fender, he's the other guy that does
Yeah, I know
photography,
Mickey. Mhm.
and I was following Mickey because like Mickey would like inch out there, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna
I'm
follow
gonna-
him.
if he is, I
if he's
am.
going out, I'm gonna follow. But I try my damnedest to get the most perfect picture that is completely different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
not only do photographers edit different ways,
Yeah.
but they also take pictures different ways. And the same picture could look amazing to
Yeah.
15 different photographers because of
Yeah.
the way that they edit it. But if you get a different shot,
Yeah.
it's way more creative.
Yeah. I agree
It's
with
way
that.
more out of the box because, you like to see that one curve when they're drifting.
Mhm.
But what if you did it behind and you can see the smoke
Yeah.
and like the tail lights?
Yeah.
And, so
I like that. Yeah.
you got to think outside of the box,
I like
especially
the creativity
you know,
part of it. Yeah.
with the magazine. You got to have to, it's shoot. I was out there in the middle of polecat at the Chase Base thing, and I was wearing white, and I know all the other guys was wearing like black and stuff, but I was sitting out there. Everybody was at like the start.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll come in with the drift, and then like they'll do like a kind of like a burnout drift
Oh,
down
yeah.
there at the end.
Yeah.
Well, I was closer to the front, so I can get the back end. I was not close at all, but I could get the really cool pictures, like Andy Hardy's Ute. He's got.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how to. That thing is insane.
Yeah. It's a crazy car.
He slung it like the couple of turns coming in, and I got some really cool shots. And I was
Nice.
like, nobody else is gonna have that shot because everybody's up at the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know. So,
I
but
like that.
that was so cool.
That's
Polecat
cool.
is so cool.
Well, guys, we're going to take a little short break here. See, I told you 20 minutes goes by fast, right? You tell a couple of stories and it's over with. There's no reason to be nervous. We're going to have a great night here. So we're going to take a little break. We got a couple of commercials for you to check out. Man, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, hit that like button and subscribe. Go to TikTok. Also don't forget we're on Spotify as well. You can go to Spotify and go to their podcast section and search Get Slydewayz, and you can find us that way. So, but anyway, enjoy these little commercials. We'll be right back. Hey guys, listen, if you need a livery on your race car or a wrap done on your commercial vehicle, give the guys down at Graphic Effects in Murfreesboro a call, 615-896-4301. They are the best in the business at what they do. If you need a mural done inside your business or outside on a brick wall even, they can do it. If you need a logo on your garage floor, they can do it. They specialize in commercial wraps, but they can also do the single color stuff, cool looking stripes, anything else you can think of. If you need a banner, if you just need stickers, if you need something cool for your race car, give these guys a call. Graphic Effects down in Murfreesboro, 615-896-4301. Check them out.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Finch with Finch Performance, and we're just going to take a quick little peek around the shop here to see some of the different things that we work on around here. So first up, we've got some chassis in production. We've got a small backlog right now, but we're knocking out some 67 to 72 C10 stuff. We've got a really cool 67 crew cab Chevy here, C10. We've made a custom one-off Apex Predator chassis with long arm suspension all the way around. This thing's going to be pretty badass. 56 F100 with a Coyote 10-speed. Just all we got left here is really getting the supercharger installed, finishing up the wiring and a little bit of the fuel system, get it fired off. And then, of course, we're back on our Ferrari 308 custom project here with the LT5 engine and a Graziano 6-speed transaxle. So this thing is going to be full kill, badass. And that's just some of the things we do here. So we don't just build trucks. We build a lot of everything. Main thing is we have a good time, because that's what it's about.
Hey guys, welcome back. Short little interlude there. Hope you enjoyed the commercials. While we're at it, go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, all that good stuff on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We still have TikTok. TikTok came back, right? It didn't die. Everybody was all freaking out. They're going to cancel TikTok, but it came right back.
Just
so
for a second.
that lasted about 4 hours, didn't it? Everybody's terrified. Trump's going to blow the whole world up, folks. Look out. But anyway, get on there and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. We need some more followers. So maybe I should say some controversial stuff. That might get us some more followers. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Also, go to Spotify and look through their podcasts and find Get Slydewayz with Barry Clapp. You can listen in your car or in your shop and all that good stuff to all the silly stuff we do on here. So it's a good time. We've got Miss Joleigh Boyd in the house with us tonight of Skiddz magazine, creator, author, do it all. She's something else, man. She does every bit of it. This whole thing's her little brainchild, and it's just her passion to. I guess it's just your passion on some pages. That's kind of a great way to describe it, isn't it?
It's,
I'm gonna have to copyright that. You can't have that, by the way. That's mine.
He's going to put it on the car next week, folks. You better watch out.
I love the creativity of it, though. So, like, the creativity is my thing, too. I love creativity. That's why I like to wrap cars.
Yeah.
Because it's something different every time. And it's just like you were talking about earlier about finding that right shot, but it's the same shot everybody else does, but it's your take on it.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a bunch of Corvettes wrapped.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of trucks wrapped. There's been a bunch of vans wrapped. But the one that's got my spin on it, I like the way that is. I like being able to do that.
This one, the drift car that you have.
Oh, yeah, the old blue and white car.
I love it. And so I know that you wrapped Ashley's too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Old
so
Pinky.
Ashley's is so cool. I saw so many little girls come up to that, and they were freaking out about it. It
Isn't
was
that
so
cool?
pink, and it was so cute. It's so awesome to be able to be creative, because there's a lot of things that, like, you're having a bad week, and you can turn around and create something out of that. It is healing to your soul.
It can be.
You know, like, literally this weekend, you know, I'm excited to go take pictures at Clarksville Speedway. Nice. And to be honest with you, I'm ready to just stand on the track at this point.
Nice. You ain't scared no more, are you?
I am not scared. Don't run me over.
Get out
Please
there
don't run me over.
Need to put her a barrier out there in the middle where she can get up there close.
Just a little triangle for me. I'll just
That's
jump
right.
in.
That's right. Be nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Ashley's car was fun. So she came down here and we spent probably 30 minutes. It wasn't a big deal. Playing around with some different things. And I had a couple little ideas, and so did she. And that car came together really quickly.
Yeah.
And it, you know, like, it was funny just because we're so busy down here. Like, it was a month before we could do it. So bless her heart, she had to wait all that time to get
She's
to.
like itching. It's
You
like,
know what
"Ooh,
I mean?
want to see it. Yeah.
She knows what it's gonna look
Yeah.
like. When am I gonna get to see the real thing? But it was worth it. She had a great time with it, and it really came out nice. The light pink's cool. The darker pink with the leopard print in it's cool.
The contrast, all of it. Yes.
Yeah, the little because she had those pink leopard seat covers in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure
everything
you got that
matched.
in that magazine somewhere, right?
I do. Yeah.
She's been in there a time or
I
two.
gotta actually put her article in there. I gotta, kind of get her to write about herself.
Yeah.
You know? I know her and Elijah kind of, they're always busy, so I just gotta be like, hey,
Yeah.
give me a sec.
Stop for just a minute. Yeah, they're all over the place. They usually got 3 or 4 cars they're tinkering with, if either theirs or that other guy that he does some mechanicking for too. So they're busy at the track all the time.
I've seen them work. That we went Tennessee Smokies.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they had all 3 cars there. We actually rode up there with them.
Oh nice.
Like me, Tia, and Elijah and Ash. We were all up in there, and it was so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I
can't imagine being inside that truck. Yeah, I bet that was a barrel of monkeys.
It was fun. It was fun. But man, I thought I was gonna die of a heat stroke, to be honest with you.
No kidding.
It was so hot that day.
Oh, at the Smokies event.
Yes.
Deal? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was awesome, but it was rough.
Yeah.
And then I actually finally got to ride in your car.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was sitting there shaking, nervous. I was like, Barry's gonna throw me out.
That's right. That's the one where for the change I wasn't
Yeah.
having to run anything.
Yeah.
I could just sit back and enjoy. That's fun for me. I don't get to do that very often.
I mean,
I remember that.
You just have to hang out and go run a couple of laps and come back and chill. And
Man, that is nice to do. You guys got it made. You guys got it made just coming and driving and having a good time.
shoot, I ride.
You should have to chase me around the whole time and see what I have to go through to be able to put one of them silly events on. But
I could do that one day in the life of Barry Clapp.
I know, right?
During
Like
an event.
That'd be a great episode.
I mean, I think that would be awesome.
That'd
That'd
be
be good to cover for
That'd be
sure.
a great volume. You could do a whole volume of that. It wouldn't have to be one.
Put all the bloopers in there.
Dude, there's plenty of those, man. So, like, the guys that work for me here have all said they need to hang cameras in my house and in
Oh
here and all
my
this stuff
God.
just to catch me hurting myself because I'm always banging my head on something. Or you missed it. Like the last show I did, I had this big shiner on my eye because I
Oh,
fell down trying to take my pants off. And I mean, smashed my head on the ground. Couldn't get my hands out of my. I mean, it was just awful. And I could not stand. I just bam, and I had a big old shiner and a big knot on my eye for like it's just now gone. It was like 3 weeks ago. It was a good one, man. I'm always hurting myself.
You go
for
to the bar
something.
and somebody got jealous and somebody punched you or something.
I know, like I told that
Like-
story, and a customer was sitting over there, and he was like, "Dude, I wouldn't tell nobody that. You ought to make up a better story than that." You know, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm nothing if I ain't honest."
I mean, oh my Lord,
It
have
was
mercy.
something. It was bad. So my gosh. So what's the plan? Like, what's the next step for the magazine? Like, I know you're out. You still like do sponsorships and stuff.
Yes, yep. I'm still trying to do that. To be honest with you, sponsors saved us.
I love this. This is cool. This is this year's new shirt.
That's last year's
Oh,
shirt.
that's last year's shirt. Okay, and that's got all the sponsors and whatnot on it. How many times am I on there? I'm on there about 3
3.
times. I love that. Well, I think what you're doing is really cool, and I'm going to be on the next one just so you know. So.
I hope so. I
you
hope
got
so.
it.
But yeah, no, our sponsors have saved us.
Nice.
Like last year, I didn't have a job. You know, I was
Oh,
taking
wow.
care of Clover. Doing the newspaper. The newspaper only gives you about $50 per article plus pictures. So I mean, that's great for a little bit of groceries,
Sure.
but long-term bills. You're
Sure.
talking about like mortgage, all that
Yeah,
other stuff.
yeah.
So, being able to kind of tackle with all the stuff that I need to do with the newspaper and making money and stuff, and then the sponsors coming in,
Mhm.
and I mean, even you doing the stickers has I love the
Oh, yeah,
stickers
yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And I've been able to see people when I give them the sticker, they're like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" Those
Yeah.
stickers, I love it. And so our sponsors have saved us. And anytime somebody wanted to sponsor us, it was just that perfect time where I was like, I don't know, do I need to keep going?
Yeah.
Do I
can
need
feel
to
that.
push on, or
Yeah.
do I need to just stop and get a corporate job and rot in a office somewhere, or
Heck no.
so I was like, I got to keep pushing through. So our sponsors, our families, our friends, they have saved us so many times.
Nice.
I'm I'm
Nice.
giving pieces out to my soul now. This
Right. Selling tickets to your.
yeah, right.
That's awesome. That's funny.
But yeah, so I've created tiers this year for sponsors.
Yeah.
So I want to do a thing for like we've got first tier, second tier, third tier. Third tier is obviously like 300 plus, however much money people want to give us.
I see.
And
okay.
it's just one time. I'm not asking for money throughout the year.
Sure.
You ain't got to pay me $300 every month because
Sure.
nobody can afford that.
Sure.
Not in this economy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's fixing to change.
Yeah, I hope so. But I want to do a thing where because there's a couple of sponsors that we have right now that are just now starting out their new businesses.
Oh wow.
Like Apex Auto Works in Clarksville. I think they're based out of Clarksville. I think
Okay.
they're based out of Kentucky or Clarksville, either
Okay.
way. And they're just starting out, and like I want to be able to offer like the graphic design stuff that I've been
Sure.
able to do and like create them ads and stuff.
Sure.
Like I think in this last magazine I did their because they had decided to do a sponsor with us.
Okay. Cool.
So I want to be able to offer that, and then like the media that we do, because sometimes when we're at the track, our sponsors are going to be at the track also. So I'm like, do you have a car that we can take pictures of?
Yeah.
Do you want me to take pictures of you talking to customers?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to offer our sponsors. And I don't know if he wants me to tell people, but Renegade Racing messaged me last week and was like, I want to be a sponsor. And I was like, no way.
Nice.
Thomas West.
Oh my God.
Bro. I remember that dude like breaking down at Clarksville Speedway, and I remember how cool it was because like, I mean, you can have like regular people walking on a track and you don't know how many followers they have on social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so like I was like, that guy looks familiar, and they were like, oh, that's Thomas West. I was like, you've got to be
Nice.
SM, like I was like, are you serious for real? And so he emailed me, and then he messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, I want to help sponsor the magazine. And I literally had like, I was tripping out.
Nice.
I was like, it's finally going. It's
Nice.
I get the break,
Nice.
so
good.
but that's what I want to do. I want to like, not only are they helping me out, I want to help them out, because even though I just have a camera, there is so much you can do with media nowadays.
Oh my gosh.
Print it, you can share it, you can set like everything. So I want to do everything that I can for our sponsors. Not only, be able to, with the tier 3, you get a PDF version of the magazine.
Oh.
So like each month.
Oh, nice.
So, and that's usually $5, but like the print is really cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sturdy, and it's nice, but I know how much like this is so expensive, and that's one thing that I want to change.
Yeah.
Because the printing is great, and it's all from Blurb, and Blurb is great too, but being able to like have not like just be able to do my own magazines, like go to a print shop, pick up my magazines, and then sell them from there.
Yeah.
Because that's what I initially want to do, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to have them in stores.
Okay.
So
yeah.
they have we have a little HG. I don't know if you know what HG Hills is. A little food
Oh
store.
yeah.
So we have one of those in Pleasant View where we live. And there's a lady. This has nothing to do with cars, by the way, but it's just it's the thought process.
That's right.
So she does bread. She's from France, and she has her bread in the store. And I'm
nice.
like,
How did
maybe
you do
I
that?
could. Yeah, can I put my magazines in the store?
How do I get my magazine
So
on the rack?
that's the process right now. So once I can find a print shop that gives me good quality printing and not so freaking expensive.
Oh my gosh.
The prices for shipping alone, I can't tell you how many times I talked to Jeff Napier. Jeff was like, I don't know what you're going to do, but those shipping prices are horrible. I was like, you're telling me, because I have to ship them to my house when people want them from me.
Oh gosh.
And I get like $5 off. So, I mean, it's great, but it's not great. So, but, and I want to be able to ship out the magazine from my house because it is a business.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if anybody knows this, but technically Skiddz magazine we are licensed under Boyd Media for, so, I mean, it's a legit financial process. It's like our company.
Sure.
So we've done all the things to make it. We've done all the things to, create the magazine. The thing that we're looking for at this point is a print shop, our sponsors, and then things to add to the magazine. Because I want to do as many events as I possibly can. Like, I heard about Grid Life. I've heard Grid Life is awesome. I've never been to Mid Pond.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
There's a couple of other tracks that I want to go to. So, I went to Salem last year with the Martin family, Cody, Martin, and Trina. And so we did that last year, and that was like for a fundraiser. And that was so cool that they did a fundraiser for drifting.
Nice.
Like for this little kid.
Yeah.
And so I covered that, and that was really awesome. But I want to do not only heartfelt events, but like I also want to do big stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a process.
Go and do the Formula D stuff. Go to Nashville and do the NASCAR stuff. Do the IndyCar stuff.
Any of that, like just one.
Yeah.
Just one. I would love it so much.
Yeah.
Like I remember me and Tia talk all the time about media stuff, so you're going to hear a lot about Tia. I'm
sure.
Sorry.
I'm sure.
We love
She's
Tia.
in here all the time, too, so it's all. She's part of the family, too. It's all good.
So
I know you're watching. I heard you.
Yeah.
She's giggling, I'm sure.
But so Tia, I think it was Formula One, and she said she had friends down there, and like they were. She was in the pits, and I was like, that is so cool. Wow. And I was like, why didn't you tell me about that? I wanted to be down there, So, I mean, I want to experience that, because not only is it like a huge revelation to be able to go like during a drift event to the pits and see that, because I mean, the first time, like I said, the first time you're ever down there at NSS, you go under the track. Going under the track is, for anybody that's never done it, especially when I freaked out. My head out the window. My husband was honking the horn, just listening to the echo around.
I love it.
And, you go to the other events that, like, Slush and Import Alliance, and you hear all those guys revving their engine, put in neutral.
Yeah, they can't help it.
But there's some people that are just now going to stuff like that, and it's a revelation to them. They're like, this is a whole new universe.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that many people have not been.
Exactly.
And it really is their first time.
So whenever I have an opportunity to tell somebody to go do something, I'm like, you thinking about going?
Nice.
Go.
Yeah, go.
Because it's going to change your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, you jump into a drift car for the first time, life-changing.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's your first time or your 52nd or,
oh my gosh.
Because every lap is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is unique every time, regardless if you want to think so or not. It's a different car. If you ride in a different car, it might be your same car, but it's going to be a different drift because you have no idea how much tire rubber is on the track, and if
what
you're going
kind
to
of mood that guy behind the steering wheel is in.
Exactly. If he's going to tap you or try to do a pit maneuver while you're in a drift, so you never know. But it's always different. That's one of my favorite things about drifting, is that even though it's like utter chaos while in the car, it's controlled utter chaos, and it's always different.
I love hearing that enthusiasm because, golly, I've been doing this so long that some of that's gone for me. Like when I go to the super speedway, I mean, we go over there and we work. We go over there when I'm hosting an event. Yeah, I treat that place like it's my backyard.
Yeah.
I go over there because I love that place, and every time I go under that tunnel, I'm looking around to make sure there's not any trash laying on the ground or something silly like that, because I want to take care of that place and make sure we get to go back there forever. And we have such a good relationship with those guys over there that they have us over all the time doing signage or fun little stuff. We had to go 2 days ago and remove some of the wraps off the elevator doors that we did for IndyCar.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I mean, we're there all the time. We do graphics up in the suites. We do graphics on everything
cool.
except like the big billboards around the track. That's more than we can handle. But a lot of the other stuff we get to do it's table scraps. It's not the big sign contract like somebody has.
That's still awesome.
But it's still cool. And they know that. I've been doing it for them for so long. They know that if they forget something and, oh, my God, I got to have it, Barry will come through.
Yeah.
And they almost expect it. I'll get it made for them. Even if I got to, man, one time, this is 2 or 3 years ago, Actually, it was the first time that NASCAR came back to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
It was Sunday, so I had already been to the truck race on Friday night, and they had us do a ton of stuff for the hospitality and whatnot, all that stuff, right up until time for the race to start almost. And I had my dad and my brother in town, and then my nephew Micah that works here, and me, and we were going to go to all three races. We were going to go to the trucks Friday night, and then the Xfinity race on Saturday, and then the Cup race on Sunday.
Oh.
And Friday night was great. You know, the race didn't start till 7 o'clock or so, and it was cool. And we actually went up and sat in the stands to watch that one. Yeah, we sat in the stands to watch the race because it was just, and, you know, we were down in the pits during all the pre-race stuff, but then we crossed over. And then for the Xfinity race, it was in the middle of the day, and it was hot up there in those stands. And my dad's, you know, he was 87, and you know, it was hard to get him up to the top of it was fun. I was pushing him. Everybody was making fun of us. Go, you know, all that stuff. But so we had decided not to go and watch the race on Sunday. We had decided we would go and we would hang out on pit road and see all the pre-race stuff. And then, like, I live 14 minutes from the track. We'd run to the house and watch the race on TV.
Like, I'll do an errand. That's fine. Yeah.
So I had just got on property. And I get this phone call, and it's this number I don't recognize. It's from out of state, and I'm like, "Who the heck is calling me right now?" And I about didn't answer it, but I'm glad I did, because when I picked up the phone, it was a guy from Penske Racing.
Oh.
And I was like, he was like, "Hey, are you on property?" And I said, "I'm about to be." And he goes, "We have an emergency." And I said, "What do you need?" And he said, "We are here with the, it was Christopher Bell, the 20 car.
Oh.
So it was Joe Gibbs Racing, not Penske Racing. It was Joe Gibbs Racing, sorry. And we have forgotten a sponsor decal, and we need it because the sponsor is here.
Oh,
and
Lord.
We're trying to romance him and get money out of him, and the sticker has to be on the car when the car takes the green flag, because they're already practicing.
Yeah.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning. They're already practicing. I'm like, okay, here's my email address. I'm going to turn and burn for my shop. My shop's 10 minutes away. I said, email me what you need, and I'll make it, and I'll get it back here. And I bolted for the shop. It was so funny. And by the time I got here, there was an email in my inbox, and with a schematic of the car, just like I do. You know, it was the real thing, too, though. It was really fun. And this sticker and that sticker, and he was like, "Dude, if you could just make us this little one that goes on the..." Heck with that. I made him everything. I made them in 3 different colors. I made them where they had choices, all that stuff, because, I mean, I can do that stuff fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, so the line is like a mile long to get into the track. I'm headed back that way now. And he goes, "Use the emergency lane, use the whatever you got to do." So I jetted down, let's see, I went down 231 to come in Bill France from the backside.
Oh, Lord.
And the traffic was already backed up on 231, much less Bill France. Bill France was solid line.
Good Lord.
And I just hit the emergency lane in my big old truck. I'm 40 mile an hour up through there passing people, and people are jetting over in front of me because they see me coming. And I'm like honking the horn, blowing by them, all this stuff. And I had the forethought to the track had made staff stickers to stick on the windshield, and I had made me one.
Oh!
And so I had a Nashville Super
like
Speedway
slamming
staff
up there.
sticker on my windshield. And when I got to the front of the line, the cops were walking toward me because they saw me jetting out. And when they got to within about 5 car lengths on me, they saw the sticker and went. And I just went ripping right through there, man, and straight to the. They had me meet them at the credentials trailer, and I handed the sticker off to this little girl in a golf cart, and she's like, "We just need this one little sticker." And I brought this whole big old thing. I'm like,
Oh,
"Here,
Lord.
this will be plenty for you." She was like, "Oh my God, how did you?" I said, "Take it like that."
Smoosh them as much as you can.
It was really funny. So I guess I'm getting a little long-winded here. We need to take a quick little break. So stay tuned for the rest of this story. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll get you the rest of this story. You'll like it. Hey guys, listen, if you need a livery on your race car or a wrap done on your commercial vehicle, give the guys down at Graphic Effects in Murfreesboro a call, 615-896-4301. They are the best in the business at what they do. If you need a mural done inside your business or outside on a brick wall even, they can do it. If you need a logo on your garage floor, they can do it. They specialize in commercial wraps, but they can also do the single color stuff, cool looking stripes, anything else you can think of. If you need a banner, if you just need stickers, if you need something cool for your race car, give these guys a call. Graphic Effects down in Murfreesboro, 615-896-4301. Check them out.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Finch with Finch Performance, and we're just going to take a quick little peek around the shop here to see some of the different things that we work on around here. So first up, we've got some chassis in production. We've got a small backlog right now, but we're knocking out some 67 to 72 C10 stuff. We've got a really cool 67 crew cab Chevy here, C10. We've made a custom one-off Apex Predator chassis with long arm suspension all the way around. This thing's going to be pretty badass. 56 F100 with a Coyote 10-speed. Just all we got left here is really getting the supercharger installed, finishing up the wiring and a little bit of the fuel system, get it fired off. And then, of course, we're back on our Ferrari 308 custom project here with the LT5 engine and a Graziano 6-speed transaxle. So this thing is going to be full kill, badass. And that's just some of the things that we do here. So we don't just build trucks. We build a lot of everything. Main thing is we have a good time, because that's what it's about.
All right, we're back. We're in the middle of story time. So if you're just joining us, I was telling Miss Joleigh about our experience the last time we had, the first NASCAR race that was back. It'd been 10 years since NASCAR had been here. No, it had been 20 years, hadn't it?
Oh, my Lord.
Like they ran through 2011, and then this was 20. So it'd been 10 years. It was 2021 or 2020.
Sounds about right.
That's about right. So it had been 10 years since they've been here. So anyway, was about to come onto the track, was about to come onto the property, was meeting my brother and my dad. They were in a camper over there off of Turn 3, and Michael was on his way. And I get this phone call of this unfamiliar number, and it turns out it's a rep for Joe Gibbs Racing, and they are without a sticker. And that's a dream, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a dream about what they do for a living. And if you're a sticker guy, sticking a sticker on a NASCAR car is a dream.
Yes.
So well, they had this sponsor coming to town, and they had forgotten to put his sticker on the car. And it wasn't supposed to be very big, but the simple fact that it was not there was about to cost them a bunch of money.
Oh, my Lord.
And so I jetted over here. They emailed me the stuff, and I mean sent me the whole pack of the whole car. I still have all that. It's fun. But they wanted one little old white sticker to like put on the nose of the car, and then in the drawing there was one for the trunk panel too, and I made all that stuff. And like they didn't give me any measurements, and like when I handed it to them, they couldn't believe that I knew. But I'm like, that's all I do is race cars, you know. I know what it needs to be.
It's already loaded up, dimensions, everything. Boom.
Yeah, so I sent that baby, and so I passed everybody going back into the track. I made so many people mad. It was really funny, like 300 car deep line on Bill France, and I just whipped around them, went down the emergency lane, down the turning lane, wherever I could get through.
Imagine Barry's truck just go.
Oh yeah, and that big old lifted up truck, you know. So I hand the stickers. It turned out to be C-Bell's little PR girl. She's on a golf cart. And then there's another dude sitting on a 6-person golf cart beside her. And I just waved at him, and he goes, "You Barry?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're with me." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You're with me the rest of the day." I said, "Huh?" He goes, "We're going to take good care of you. You took good care of us. You've saved us. We're going to take good care of you." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "How many are you?"
Oh,
and I
Lord.
said, "There's 4 of us." And he goes, "Hop in here. We'll go get them." And so we had to take his little golf cart over to the camper, get my dad and my brother. My dad comes out. He's still cooking my breakfast because I'm late, you know, and he's like, "Here's your eggs. You still what?" I said, "Get in the golf cart. We got to go." I'm like that, you know. So
You're about the chance of a lifetime over here.
And they like walk us. They're like pulling passes out of their pockets and these little things, and they walk us past everybody and up the elevators and into the suites. and we watched the Cup race from the DeWalt suite, and it was one suite past the start finish line.
Oh
so
my
it was right dead in the middle of
gosh.
everything, and so we were up there for 4 hours in the middle of all that. And to make that even sweeter, so every suite does some kind of a cool little raffle. My dad and my brother both win DeWalt tool prizes. And I'm just like, for Father's Day, how could this be any better, you know?
Getting in the elevator, just holding those tools.
I mean, it was
"How'd you get
something else.
those?"
It was really something else. They really took care of us and showed us a good time. And then, like a month later, a DeWalt rep walks into my shop here.
Oh my gosh.
And is like the regional marketing manager for DeWalt. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? He goes, you're the guy that helped us with. I said, yeah. He goes, well, we owe you some money. And I said, no, you don't. You don't owe me nothing. You guys took such good care of me. He goes, no, we're going to pay you. You need to invoice us.
Oh.
And by the way, here's this. And he comes up with these two big, like, duffel bag full of tools and stuff.
Oh, my
DeWalt
God.
electric drills and cutoff wheels and all this stuff.
Good God.
I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you didn't have to do all that. So that was a great day. If you haven't already gleaned that was a great day.
It's like, did you pre-organize them for me?
You know what I mean? I'm like, it was amazing, and I was a DeWalt guy anyway.
Yeah.
I've used
That was a
DeWalt
dream
tools
come
for
true.
20
It's
years,
like,
so it was
break one, I got another in the sitting over there.
dude, it was a heck of a day. Battery powered skill saws
Oh,
and
Lord.
2 or 3 different kinds of drills, and I mean, you know, boy toys. But it was a great day. Can't complain about that at all. It was a great day.
That's awesome.
So I said all that to say this. You're talking about wanting to go to a NASCAR race and be in the pits. I can make that happen.
Don't tell me that, Barry.
We can go to a NASCAR race and be in the pits. We can go to an Indy race here and be in the pits.
That would be
I can make
so
that happen.
cool.
I can make that happen.
Like,
and I can talk to the track about what it takes to be their official media
stop.
for big events like that.
Oh.
So because you're a magazine, because you're legit, I can see what I can do about making that happen.
That
too,
would be-
because that's all coming up here in June.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That is a dream of mine. I've never been to a NASCAR race.
no kidding.
I've never been to an Indy race. I've seen them do the like street racing in Nashville. Like they close off parts of Nashville and they go through like
Oh,
I
right.
think.
Yeah. The IndyCar and the Trans Am series did
Yeah.
that for a couple of seasons.
So
Yeah.
I've seen them do that,
Yeah.
and I've always wanted to take pictures. That has been
Well,
my passion.
I wished I'd have known because I was in the paddock for both of those.
Oh my God, dude.
So we need to stay in touch because I'm in the racing world. I'm very well connected outside of drifting. So I'll put you in a lot of different places.
That is absolutely.
We can definitely do that. And I want to sign up. I want to be one of your sponsors again this year. I enjoyed doing that last year.
I'll put all 3 of the logos.
I
on
know, right?
the t-shirt. Hold on a second.
I need some back issues. If you have any print issues, I need to put some up here on the coffee table for people to look at. And
I've
stuff.
got some at home. I need to run some next.
I
next
do.
Time
I
we
need
come
to.
up here.
I need to have some of those. It'd help if I was in them. So if there's
I mean,
any,
you're in like 5 of them.
if you
so
have
I mean,
those, I'll take those especially. I need some of those to hang on my wall at the house. But,
that's cool.
But yeah, it's great. We really appreciate what you did for us. What we were able to do for you. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, I've always, anytime you've ever had an event, especially like going to NCM, because I've never been to NCM before, and that was the first time I'd seen the track for what it was.
Nice.
And being there was insane.
Nice.
So just seeing new tracks and like being in new spaces, like anytime is just transcendent. It's amazing. It actually reminds me of so we went to Lanier
Yeah. Oh yeah.
a couple months ago, and I went with Andy and Justin, Andy Persley and Justin Napier, and man, that in itself was insane. I wasn't on the media list, but there wasn't a lot of spots from people in media to sit. It was literally at the starting of, like, they would file in all the drift cars at the side of the track, and they would just stand there and take pictures.
Oh.
So I was just taking pictures through the fence. It was cool. I got a couple of shots with the fence in line and stuff, and that was cool. But I was like, I met all of these awesome people that you don't get to see like in the drift world
No kidding.
unless you go to like Lanier or like the big.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I know where you're
So,
going with that. I
yeah,
know who
yeah.
you're talking about.
So I was able to kind of like talk to some people. I wish I remember their names because they were right beside where Justin had parked the trailer. But she had built this car. I think it was for her best friend. And the interior was like aquamarine and like mermaid kind of deal. And her dad came over there and like kind of talked to us and was like, "Hey, it's cold out. Do you want some food?" You know, and that also goes back to community. You know,
It's amazing,
I
isn't
was taken care of, and I was like, "This is so nice." Like,
Nice.
I was like. I've never seen so many amazing and sweet people, like just so close knit and like care for everybody. You know, knock on wood, I've never seen somebody fight at a drift event.
Oh, I know, and you probably won't ever.
And that's fine with me because nobody likes violence. There's already violence, you know, in the cars.
Well,
you know?
and coming from the kinds of racing that I did before I discovered drifting. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some stupid stuff in the pits of some of these little short tracks around here. You know.
I mean, I've seen Kyle Busch.
Oh yeah.
I've seen him get into so many
Oh my gosh.
fights on the track.
Oh my gosh.
But going back to Lanier, so Nappy Boy was there.
Nice.
And so we had Rob Robertson. He's the mechanic of the 3 cars that they have. And so he will work on these cars and, you know, like they have a team obviously, but he's like the lead mechanic. So he had come to Import Alliance and I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to do something in the magazine? We'd love to have you." I've got pictures of like, there's like a little kid, and like riding with him, which is so cool. Cause those kids like have an opportunity to ride in the drift cars.
Yeah.
You blow their minds the first time you get them in there. They're like, "I want to go again."
Yes.
So I was like, you know, I've got these really cool pictures, you know, let me do a write-up about you. And so we do a write-up. And I remember that I have a copy, and it was specifically for him because I remembered he was going to be down there at Lanier. And I was like, I have a copy, I'm going to bring it to him. Well, I take the copy out of my bag, and it's ripped.
Ugh.
And so I'm like, I don't have tape. I don't have anything. I mean... And so
where were you on that one, man? Hey,
he was at home taking care of.
Where's the tape for the? Oh, you're changing diapers. Okay, you get a pass on that. That's okay.
He's stepping up diapers. So
the tape was occupied.
Yeah.
The masking tape was occupied.
So I'm sitting there freaking out. I'm like, I want to go talk to Hurt and Rob and see if I can even talk to T-Pain. I didn't get to actually talk to T-Pain, which is fine. But I go over there and I give Rob like a quick exchange because I have severe social anxiety, like I've said earlier. And if I know somebody's been on like TV or like, you know, they got a lot of followers, I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
It's like, don't yell at me. There you go.
Please take this. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. So I give it to him. I give him like a bunch of stickers that you made.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm just like, put them on everything, you know, and rep it. So, and I'm like, I'm sorry it's ripped. You know, it wasn't ripped before, you know, I got here, but here it is. And so, you know, we walk over and Andy and Justin's with me, and we walk over to like where everybody's lined up because, you know, when you're at a drift event, you see all of these people like setting up like for their businesses and stuff, and they're like selling all kinds of oils.
Vendor area and all that stuff. Yeah.
So we're just standing there hanging out, and I look off to my left, and I'm like, is that T-Pain? Is that Rob Robertson and T-Pain? And I'm like kind of like trying to get around and kind of see. And sure enough, T-Pain and Rob Robertson have my magazine open looking at it. And I was shaking.
Nice.
Justin got a video. I posted a video on my personal one. I'm sitting there shaking. I'm like, oh my God. It is like a revelation. Like,
it's happening.
That is the passion that like I want them to see.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to see like the things that I create because it's not only just for them, it's for everybody else enjoying the sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
But seeing all the passion that I put into this project, knowing that they have it in their hands is like,
I love that.
you know, kind of like when you have like your cars going through, like the cars that you have specifically wrapped, and you see them like either driving on the track or you know going through you know, cities and stuff. You're like, I did that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a weird like sense of pride, being able to see what you've created, and you're like, dude, I did that.
Yeah.
And so, and I have imposter syndrome really bad. So when I do something like, it's just like, did I really do that? Did I really did I really do that? So I'm just sitting there like, this is insane. Like, I am literally creating situations where I am just completing all of the dreams that I've had when I was younger.
Fantastic.
So it is so amazing seeing that. And
that's fantastic.
It just fuels the passion to create more and be able to reach out to more people with this magazine. And I want to do more. It's not like I love drifting. Drifting is what we started with,
Sure.
and I always want to be connected to drifting, but I would love to go to NASCAR. I would love to do the IndyCar, even smaller events, like the ones that they do at like Nashville Speedway or the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
I want to get down there and go take pictures because there's a lot of people that started out there. They're doing NASCAR now.
Say whenever you want to go down there. I know all them guys. All them guys. I led her 2 or 3 of the guys that raced down there. So whenever you want to go.
I think one of them's named like Blake Allen or something.
Yeah.
He's on my Facebook, and I've asked him before. I'm like, you just let me know, and I know they're busy. So, I just try to follow and be like, where are you going to be next?
We'll put you right in the middle of that. The fairground's a great place to watch a race.
Yes.
Because the infield, you can get in the infield, I think it's $30, $35. It's no big deal.
Oh, wow.
And then you can, so the little quarter-mile track that's inside the big track is up at track level. And there's a grassy berm all the way around it. So you can walk all the way around that area, and you're in the infield of the big track for the real, for the big races.
So you can get different angles.
Oh, man, you can walk all over that place.
That is so cool.
You can walk. There's literally a chain link fence 10 feet inside the inside wall all the way around that place. So you can get anywhere. You can get them coming out of turn 2 down the back stretch. You can stand in the middle of 1 and 2. You can stand right at the entrance to turn 3, and that's the fastest part of the track. You can see them when they kind of, because they come sliding into that corner.
Yeah.
They're flying
it's
right
like,
there.
I can drift a little bit.
Oh, and you can get really close to the track right there, too. They're like the track's coming in, and that's the entrance to pit road, too, so you can get really close to the track right there. There's several great places to take. But then even on the quarter mile, for all the beating and banging racing, I call it, but the Legends car guys race there, and the little kids and the bandoleros race there. And all that, and you can there's like a little cable thing that's 3 feet from the outside wall. You can get right up to that and take those pictures there. So.
Dude, that would be so cool.
Oh, we can go do that anytime you want to.
I would love to.
That's easy. We race. We do Andy Johnson's son Chase's stuff, and Jackson Boone that's here in town. Jackson Boone actually works right up the street up here and owns his own little powder coating business.
Oh my gosh!
And he's right here with us all the time. He's going to be on the show here pretty soon. We've talked 2 or 3 times about that. He's a good little driver. And of course, we had Chad Chaffin on earlier in when we first started this deal, and Chad's sons used to race down there, and Chad still does some, but Chad made it all the way to NASCAR. He ran all 3 series in NASCAR, and now he's back down to just playing. So he actually runs one of those street stocks that they run on the big track.
Oh.
And what a CRA, I think they're called, CRA streets. So he runs one of those. And so I've got several people we could go and talk to down there.
So cool.
That's a piece of cake. I went the last time, the only time that the CRA, not the CRA, the Tony Stewart thing, Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham, the little SRX deal, when they came to Nashville, I went and called Andy and I said, hey, I'm going to bring a couple of guests. Can we get up on top of your hauler and watch the races? And we stood on top of Andy Johnson's 18-wheeler in turn 1 and watched that whole race. Watched Bill Elliott and his son race against each other.
Oh, my gosh.
And then elbowed our way up and got both their autographs after that was over with.
That is so
Walked
cool.
down pit road while all the interviews were happening. That's my home away from home. I'll put you right in the middle of that. There's nothing to that.
That is so cool.
You need to get online and find out what their schedule is, because they only race once a month or so through the summer. I think they only allowed to race 8 or 9 times a year.
Yeah.
That stupid mayor up there with their listening to the crowd around the track. That's one of them gripes about.
Shaking their fist, get out of my yard.
Yeah. Racetrack's been there 100 years. Well, I just bought a house here, and I think the racetrack ought to go away. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, and you weren't here 100 years ago.
I know.
When it was built,
get out.
So.
Why don't you go somewhere else? That's what I think about it.
If you don't like it, get out.
Right? Get off my lawn. That's right. Get the old man coming out of me. That's fantastic. I love it. I wish you nothing but the best. So, what's the next step? What do you need to take that next step? Like, are you going to do more? Like, I was wondering about that, about the whole printing thing and how much that costs and to print a good quality magazine, because a lot of the big national magazines have kind of shied away from print
Yeah.
and going more to that online
I mean,
deal, right? Like Hot Rod magazine
yeah,
and those kind of things. They're more like, they still do a few print,
yeah.
but they don't do it as often as they did and as many as they did. They're more of an online presence, aren't they?
Well, okay. So when the Hot Rod Power Tour, they did that.
You want to go on that?
And you shoot, I was right beside it over there at Shredfest.
You want to go on it this year?
I'll be down.
I'm going on it this year, so
But
I'm telling you, I'll put you in the middle of
they-
anything you want to be in.
But they did it, and I looked on their like webpage and stuff, and it's Hot Rod Magazine, and
Yeah.
you don't really see any links to like their magazines. You don't really
Yeah.
see like where they have them, like,
Yeah.
and so print is a dying breed.
Yeah.
Print is something that is going out slowly, and I don't want to go away from print. You ask me to take notes on something, I'm not going to pull out my iPad. I'm going to pull out a
Sure.
notebook and
Sure.
some pen, you know, because I'm not. Like, I love digitally editing stuff and making stuff that way. But being able to have something as physical as a newspaper or a magazine,
Yeah.
it is way more close to your heart rather than just looking at it and then swiping away.
I get that.
Because, I mean, you can see it once and it's gone,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of stuck with. I got to find the printing shop, you know, and the quality is amazing with this magazine. It is so, and to be honest with you, I talked to Trina Martin, and she was like, it's kind of like one of those like coffee table books.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's the print is thick.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's vibrant, and I mean, I show
That's
this
one
off
of-
all the time.
That's beautiful. That's one of the first things I told anybody about it. The first time you put one in my hand, I was really impressed with the quality
Yeah.
of it, that it wasn't like it's another story. I hate to start another story, but actually we can't. We don't have time for another story. We're going to take another little break. Watch these commercials. Go click like and share and follow and all that good stuff on all of our social media, and we'll be back in a few minutes with more stories. Hey guys, listen, if you need a livery on your race car or a wrap done on your commercial vehicle, give the guys down at Graphic Effects in Murfreesboro a call, 615-896-4301. They are the best in the business at what they do. If you need a mural done inside your business or outside on a brick wall even, they can do it. If you need a logo on your garage floor, they can do it. They specialize in commercial wraps, but they can also do the single color stuff, cool looking stripes, anything else you can think of. If you need a banner, if you just need stickers, if you need something cool for your race car, give these guys a call. Graphic Effects down in Murfreesboro, 615-896-4301. Check them out.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Finch with Finch Performance, and we're just going to take a quick little peek around the shop here to see some of the different things that we work on around here. So first up, we've got some chassis in production. We've got a small backlog right now, but we're knocking out some 67 to 72 C10 stuff. We've got a really cool 67 crew cab Chevy here, C10. We've made a custom one-off Apex Predator chassis with long arm suspension all the way around. This thing's going to be pretty badass. 56 F100 with a Coyote 10-speed. Just all we got left here is really getting the supercharger installed, finishing up the wiring and a little bit of the fuel system, get it fired off. And then, of course, we're back on our Ferrari 308 custom project here with the LT5 engine and a Graziano 6-speed transaxle. So this thing is going to be full kill, badass. And that's just some of the things we do here. So we don't just build trucks. We build a lot of everything. Main thing is we have a good time, because that's what it's about.
Hey guys, we're back. Oh my gosh! So things are going haywire here in the studio during break. Our clock's not working the way it's supposed to do. We're just having a big time. We're conspiracy theorying and everything. We've kind of gone off the rails. So we're gonna try to get this baby back on track here. While we're gathering ourselves, be sure to like, subscribe, follow Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Get Slydewayz with Barry Clapp. You have to go to the Slide Factory page to find all this stuff. We talked about changing that. We might need to do a page directly for the show instead of sending everybody to a different page to watch the show. Maybe the show needs its own page.
You have 3 different pages for somebody to go to then.
Dude, I mean, and that's a problem. You know, I should probably consolidate, but I'm into everything. I can't. How am I gonna cut everything that I do down to one page? I don't know if that ever worked.
I get that. I get that.
I'm elbow deep in several things. I'm gonna have to show you
I was
the.
like, hold on, let me grab this one out.
So, I think we need to do the RC thing. Do we need
Lord.
Jimmy? Do we need to give Joleigh a remote control and see if she can RC drift?
I ain't lying. I do not.
Like we didn't. We didn't
even
really.
drive a car.
We didn't really.
I swear, I can't even drive my car.
She said she almost hydroplaned getting here tonight, folks. She said, I can't even drive a real car. Don't hand me that toy. I need to find the remote for it. We might do that in the last section. We'll set up a camera so you can drive.
Oh, my Lord.
We'll put you right in the middle of it. Seriously, though, anything that you want to go do at the fairgrounds to any of those races,
Yeah.
I can put you in the middle of that. We'll do that. I'll make sure that we do. And like I know several of the drivers to be able to introduce you to them and let you do stories on them, and they'd love that.
I would love to do that.
And then, you might could get to where you could sell some of those magazines at the track.
Yeah.
If you start doing features for them, why not,
That actually reminds me of there's a kid named Paxton that was at Lanier,
Mm-hmm.
and his grandmother messaged me and said, "Hey, we're gonna need like 3 more copies." I was like,
See?
I can do that for sure. And his car is set up. He's got all of his sponsors on his car,
Yep.
and there's a lot of people out there that haven't been in a magazine before, and their
Dude.
grandparents are like, "Hey, I want that. Put it in a
Dude.
frame."
Dude, so check this out. One of my new clients is let me see if I get this right, the MCQMRA.
Oh.
Middle Tennessee Quarter Midget Racing Association.
what?
And it's all them little boys and little girls
Oh my god.
that race those little quarter midgets. And they race right over here in Hermitage.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm doing their banners right now. They're sending me these pictures. They're precious. Of these little kids in their little helmets and their little race cars, and I'm doing these banners because they hang their banners all on the fence.
Yeah.
So everybody knows their names.
Yeah.
And dude, if you come in there with a magazine and start doing features on them little boys and girls, you'll sell.
I'd be swamped.
You'll sell a bunch of them. We'll have to go do that sometime.
Yeah,
Because Clay, the guy that was here 2 weeks ago that races Craftsman trucks, his 2 sons race quarter midgets, and so he was like, "Here, you need to do our banners this year," and I'm in just like that. Never even met the people,
That's so sweet.
That's how it works. Networking, baby, puts you right in the middle of it. I guarantee you can sell some magazines if you want to do that.
I would love to do that. That's one of the things that I like doing with the magazine is being able to showcase what even kids.
Yeah.
I did a little kid that did the go-kart.
Yeah.
I think his name was Jackson. I think. But he was driving that go-kart. I mean, he won a lot. I think he won the championship over last year too.
How about
they
that?
get jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a whole banquet. So, I mean, that would be cool.
And that's where people are starting their little kids is racing those quarter midgets. I mean, we've lettered I don't know how many of them little things, but Clay that again races those Craftsman trucks. His 2 little boys are doing it.
Yeah.
Kyle Bush's son started in a quarter midget.
Oh my Lord!
He's who was it? Oh gosh, used to be Davey Allison's crew chief and is one of the Fox announcers now.
Oh my gosh!
The blonde-headed guy that always does the NASCAR cutaway car, McReynolds, Larry McReynolds.
Yeah.
His son Brandon raced quarter midgets and then raced bandoleros at the fairgrounds. I mean,
my
they
gosh.
all race those little cars as they start going. They start them so young.
Yeah.
So, dude, like it'd be cool if you could like get with a family and follow that kid all the way through. Start him in his quarter midgets and then what he did after that and stay with him, you know what I mean?
That's one of the things that I try to do with the magazine. Like, I mean, like the drift guys too. Like, I'm gonna just kind of highlight.
Yeah.
So, Dave Hughes.
Yeah.
At first last year, like he was great.
Yep.
But at the end of last year, oh my God! Like you could tell a difference if you stuck with him.
Yeah.
You could tell a complete difference in the way like his driving technique is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's what you can't obviously showcase like a driving technique in a magazine, but you can also kind of like the way that they redo the cars. If you have like body work that's been redone. I mean, there's also there's somebody that used to race. I think he still drifts sometimes. But he drifts, but he's also a chef.
Oh, no kidding.
And they just opened their restaurant. I think it's called Alebrije, and it's in Nashville.
What?
Yeah, it's like a Hispanic like modern take on Hispanic food.
Oh, he just started drifting.
Yes.
I know. What's his name? I know who you're talking about.
I think it starts with an E.
He's reached out to
Edgar?
me too. Yeah.
Maybe
that's
Edgar
right.
Victoria, I think is what his
Victoria,
name.
that's right.
Yeah.
He's
So,
reached out to me before.
I
Yeah.
messaged him and I was like, can we do a thing about you doing
Yeah.
food and drift? Because that's
Absolutely.
really cool. Because, I mean, there's so many people that have professions outside of drift. Like, obviously, you have to have some kind of income to fuel the addiction of drift.
Right.
So, I mean, being able to, like, see the compare and contrast between him doing the food and then doing drift, it's like, so you can cook like a mug and then you can drift like a mug, So I mean, I like being able to kind of bring that up because I mean, there's so many different things that people go through. It's not even like I mean, people will go through so much and then have such a big change. Like the next time you see them, and it's like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah,
And so being able to like not only document that, but be able to talk to somebody about that and just kind of get their stories. It's one of my favorite things.
I like that. That's big.
It.
That's very true too because people only see the driver at the track.
Yeah.
And they see him, maybe thrashing a little bit. He's usually covered in grease or dirt or whatever. But you don't see what goes on behind the scenes and how they got there.
You don't see like the team. Like I had seen so many okay, well, here, I know I'm talking about Justin Napier, but, the Napiers, they done put me in everything, so.
Justin, buddy, we're your fan. You got to know that. We talk about you all the time. You and Jeff, you're going to have to come back on the show, and we will get Jeff a steak that he can eat with ketchup all over it.
Oh, my God.
We'll definitely do that.
What a travesty. Jeff, you ought to be ashamed.
I know. I love that guy. He's awesome.
But, okay, so at LS Fest, like his team, Jeff and Justin's team did a whole transmission swap right there. And so like I was doing like some videos for Justin and you could see how much work these people put into this car right there in the middle of the comp. Yeah. And he would have never been able to get that out without those people.
Right.
But you don't see that. You don't see how much, like, I mean, yes, you have a pit crew, but, like, the pit crew's never really highlighted, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you never know. Somebody could have, like, got their finger cut off because they were putting on a tire wrong or something, and you're like, well, my finger got, it's a good story, but, like, but there's so many different scenarios, and there's so many there's so many people behind each of these drivers
Yeah.
that are so supportive, and they don't get highlighted. And that's one of the reasons why, like, you don't see a lot of media people be highlighted, you know? So, I mean, I try to talk to as many media people as I can. Like, there's a guy that lives in Texas that I met at LS Fest, and his name is Alex. And he has a media thing, and he works with, I don't know their names right now, but they were at the comp. And he does, like, all their media, and he does, like, brand media and stuff.
yeah.
And we were able to cover him for the LS Fest, magazine.
Nice.
And so, but there are so many people that do so much work, and they put their passion into everything.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that I wanted to highlight, because you don't see how much they go through. You don't see the struggle behind the perfection, like the art that they do.
Yeah.
And I know it's a picture, but I can't tell you how many hours I've slaved, not only over the magazine, but over editing photos. And I mean, you got to smooth out some of those faces, because dang, dude, like, I mean, you can see some people with pimples, and you just go boop, 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 and they're all gone. You know, like
You're
if
killing
somebody's got a little
You're
wonky
awesome.
nose or something, you just go, you know. So, but there's so much work that goes into it, and people don't realize that. So when people come to me and ask me, like, I have some people in my hometown that will come up to me and ask me, like, hey, can you go shoot my brother's wedding next week
Oh gosh.
for $200? It's like, you want me to be where and for how long? It's like, oh, you can do 5 hours. No. For $200, no.
No.
Most photographers in my area will charge like $1,300 for 5 hours.
Wow.
I don't even I charge like $100 an hour, and that's cheap, but like
Sure.
it's not too cheap, but I do quality work.
Sure.
You know, so
Well, you need to be proud of it too. It looks great.
well, and it's also
Know your worth, you know.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But you know, I try to stand that ground too, because you know, people don't see how much you put into it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people don't see when you're going out drifting in this car. You know, it could look like a piece of crap on the outside, but you know, it's got like a LS engine in it and a turbo boosted or you know something else, but you don't
Preacher,
see that.
choir.
that's
Man alive.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but that's the idea of them. That's why I started the magazine, because there's so much behind the perfection.
Yeah.
There's so much struggle, and so it.
So do you do any of, like, you're talking about the whole photography thing too? Do you have any of those drivers ever say, hey, come do a shoot, let me pay you a little something for that? Do you do any of that too, or is it all just for the magazine?
I haven't
I got you.
yet. There was actually one incident, just like one scenario at LS. I'm telling you, LS Fest was crazy.
I know.
So, LS Fest, there was a drag racing family, and they'd come up to me and they were like, hey, you know, our mom passed away last year, and, you know, she was supposed to be here. You know, we were working on the car. We didn't get to go last year, and she was going to be here. And so, you know, we just wanted, like, some family pictures and stuff. So I went down there to, like, where they were sitting with their camper, and I took pictures of the car, and I did, like, some really cool detailed photos. And they paid me. God bless them. They didn't have to.
Nice.
But they were so sweet. And just knowing that they were anticipating their mother to be there, and she wasn't there, it just adds more worth to those photos.
Sure.
And so I added them to the magazine for LS Fest too, because their story was really sweet, and they were both you know, they both had racers on each side of theirs, so it was really sweet. So, but I mean, just doing that, and I wish that I could, you know, have more pictures with, you know, the racers and stuff. Like, I think one time was when Human had his car in the, like, winter circle at, I think it was the Halloween bash or something, and he was taking pictures, and I was like, dude, I got a camera right here. And I was like,
He's
what
such a
you
bonehead.
need? So I'm like taking pictures of, like, the lights on the sides of his thing, and I've got this really cool picture, and it's the background of my iPad because I'm really proud of it.
Nice.
But it's one where, like, I'm sitting on the floor and it's angled up to where you can see, like, the sunset behind his car, and it's very vibrant.
Nice.
It was awesome. But I love doing stuff like that.
That's cool.
Being able to kind of personalize with the drivers and stuff, and be able to kind of work with what they got, and I hope to God people like it. You know,
Yeah, right.
That's the only thing you can hope for. It's like, here's what I thought it would look good.
Yeah,
you
here's
know,
what
it
I
looks
think
good.
looks great. I hope you
Yeah.
love it.
So, and then I knock on wood, I haven't had somebody that says, "No, this is trash."
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
This magazine sucks.
I was like,
No, they'll
Well.
lose their mind if they're doing that because you do quality work. It's nice.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about? I was wondering. This just hit me a minute ago. Have you ever thought about collabing with any other photographers and letting anybody else take a photo, write a story,
Yes.
put it in the magazine?
We've had a couple of I've had a couple of people reach out to me and do that, and I would
Nice.
love to do that because I can't go all across
That's what
the United
I was thinking.
States.
It's hard to do one person. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I was wondering if you would. I wonder
Yeah.
how that would work.
So I don't have names. I wish I had names, but I have a couple of people that's reached out to me, like they go to Mid Pond, or they have
Yeah.
like they're up in Utah or something.
Oh wow.
And so they'll have certain races going on, and they're like, well, do you want me to take pictures and write like a little thing? And I'm like, that's fine. I don't have a way to pay you.
Yeah.
You know, like I could, give you like the
Right.
PDF or whatever you want me to do, but
Sure.
like I don't have a way to pay you. So, because like I said before, this is a passion project.
Yeah.
I made maybe $600 off of sales for the magazine last year.
Last year. Wow.
And I mean, we sold, I think, close to 100 magazines, which is great for the first year.
Wow.
But it is not a livable wage.
Yeah, no.
I mean, some of that money went towards event costs and
Sure.
and all that other stuff. So, and it's hard to financially do that when you're just sitting there and just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I
It's
hear
like,
you.
I need some quarters,
Wow.
So, but yeah, that's one thing that I wish that could be added to the magazine. But it has to be debated. It has
Yeah.
to be talked about.
Yeah.
It has to be kind of like, are you okay with not getting paid
Yeah.
for writing a story? Or if you want to like give me the details or like give me some contact
Yeah.
information or something. And so that's another thing that I'm hoping to kind of like get past. And
I would think there'd be a
figure
way
out.
to people that aren't considered professional, but that are trying to make it too.
yeah,
I would feel like there would be a way that you could all see the value in contributing to something like that,
Yeah.
just to get the foot off the ground and get started.
yeah,
Because they need a portfolio too, right?
yeah, of course.
They need to be able to say, I put a story in Skiddz magazine.
It's like
so
you're published.
now
yeah.
let me put a story in your magazine.
Exactly.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, photographers out there. Reach out to Miss Joleigh and put a story in Skiddz magazine. It'll make you look better. It may not make you any money, but it'll make you look better.
You can share it. That's all you can do.
That's right. Bang. And then you can buy a copy of the magazine that your story's in. And that helps everybody. I
Buying
love
it
that.
directly is cheaper. So
Well, you need to come to my house soon and do a feature on my truck that I'm building.
I would absolutely love that.
You need to come and do that. We're not quite there yet, but soon.
Are you sure you don't want to go take pictures right now?
You don't want to see it right now. It looks like that picture of that wet cat that's hairs everywhere. That's what it looks like.
You
right
got the
now.
engine ripped out, the
we're
front
in the,
end.
we're in the middle of wiring.
Oh,
God, it's awful.
Golly.
And I don't have the mind for that. My nephew Mike is doing the wiring. I can't do it.
Oof.
I just can't do it. I look at that and it just gives me. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I can't even look.
I'm not trying to blow something.
Dude, I was down there with him the other night and we were trying to do some stuff and I had to stop and watch TV.
Oh.
I couldn't stand it. I was like,
Like, blue wire goes with yellow? No.
Now he'll
No.
turn to me and say, "I need you to make me a bracket to mount right here so I can mount this. That I can do. Give me that."
Yeah.
And I go make the bracket, bring it back. We welded, we rivet it in, and it's good. And then he starts wiring again. I'm like, I gotta get away from that. It's pretty funny. But yeah, you need to come do that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have it at the track on March the 1st. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, that is you're just now doing wire. Shoot.
It's gonna be close. Like, it's gonna be close.
You just slap it on a trailer or bring it down. Look at it. You can't drive it, but
I know it doesn't run yet, but isn't it pretty? Isn't she pretty? That's the way it would be. I'd be like, I wouldn't even leave its side. I'd be sitting next to it with my hand on it.
it's like, oh.
I do that sometimes at night just because I go down there and I sit in the shop and look at it because I can't drive it yet.
Like, I imagine this is going to be a pretty fun drive. Good fun drive.
I hope
when it's
so.
done.
I hope so. It ought to be a good time. All right, guys, that's another segment. We'll probably do one more here, so we're going to take another quick little break, do a few commercials, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes and get Slydewayz with me, Barry Clapp. Hey guys, listen, if you need a livery on your race car or a wrap done on your commercial vehicle, give the guys down at Graphic Effects in Murfreesboro a call, 615-896-4301. They are the best in the business at what they do. If you need a mural done inside your business or outside on a brick wall even, they can do it. If you need a logo on your garage floor, they can do it. They specialize in commercial wraps, but they can also do the single color stuff, cool looking stripes, anything else you can think of. If you need a banner, if you just need stickers, if you need something cool for your race car, give these guys a call. Graphic Effects down in Murfreesboro, 615-896-4301. Check them out.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Finch with Finch Performance, and we're just going to take a quick little peek around the shop here to see some of the different things that we work on around here. So first up, we've got some chassis in production. We've got a small backlog right now, but we're knocking out some 67 to 72 C10 stuff. We've got a really cool 67 crew cab Chevy here, C10. We've made a custom one-off Apex Predator chassis with long arm suspension all the way around. This thing's going to be pretty badass. 56 F100 with a Coyote 10-speed. Just all we got left here is really getting the supercharger installed, finishing up the wiring and a little bit of the fuel system, get it fired off. And then, of course, we're back on our Ferrari 308 custom project here with the LT5 engine and a Graziano 6-speed transaxle. So this thing is going to be full kill, badass. And that's just some of the things that we do here. So we don't just build trucks. We build a lot of everything. Main thing is we have a good time, because that's what it's about.
Hey guys, we're back. We're going to do one more segment here tonight with Miss Joleigh Boyd of Skiddz Magazine. We've had a great night talking about, the history of Skiddz Magazine, as brief as it is. It's got history already, and we've talked about the future plans of it. And right now, she's driving my remote control drift car, so we're just having fun here in the studio. So we'll have to get the we'll have to get the camera out and see if we can show you what she's got going over here. So it might be just me for a minute while she's driving. She said she can't drive a real car, but she'd try the she'd try the RC version here. So yeah, Jimmy, see if you can get a camera on her over there. Let's see if we can show the fans what's going on. Oh yeah, there it is in the background. Oh yeah, watch her go. Yeah, oh look out, Tandra. Watch out, Tandra. Oh yeah, here she comes. Look out. Oh, she's up under the table. Get out there wide. There you go. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice figure eight. Nice figure eight. That's how this is going to work. I love it. See, we'll have you driving the real thing before too long. There's nothing to it. This is how we're going to start our beginners clinics from now on. We're going to start you off in the remote control car and get you used to that first before we get into a real car.
If you can't handle it, don't do it. The wheels keep getting stuck on debris.
Oh, yeah.
It'll get stuck like this way.
The floor's probably filthy over there. We didn't exactly plan on this. We do use this studio to wrap actual cars, so we did not clean the floor good enough. But you're doing great over there. You got it going great.
That's a little rubble.
I love it. So here's a little update just on the. We're going to recap our events and whatnot we've got coming up while Joleigh keeps playing here. We've got NCM coming up here March the 1st. Look out, everybody! March the 1st at NCM. We're going to do the triple. The registration link is already up on the Facebook pages. It's on all the pages. My personal page. It's on the Slide Factory page. I've put it on Instagram a couple times. It's on the Adrenaline Driving Series page. Get on there, and if you're into any kind of car, if you like autocross, if you like drifting, if you like HPDE driving, there's going to be something there for you on this event. So get signed up, get out there with us. You can do a double ticket where you can road race and autocross, because we're going to do run groups. So the road, there'll be some downtime on the road course. So get over there and autocross while the downtime's going. I keep hearing the little engine whine. It's hilarious. She's having a good time, folks. But get out there and let's do some drifting, and let's do some autocrossing, and let's do some HPDE. That's March the 1st at the NCM Motorsports Park up there in Bowling Green. So get up there and play with us for that. And then, we've been trying to nail down our schedule. We've got a lot of autocross events that Brian and I are going to go and do. We've been hired by the C10 Nationals, and we've been hired by the Bowtie Nationals, and we're doing the Hot Rod Power Tour this year, and we've been hired by the Triple Crown again to come and do the Share the Ride program. Plus, we do the Cruising the Coast down in Biloxi, Mississippi at the end of the year, too. So we already have probably 14, 16 events on the schedule for that kind of thing. What are you giggling about now? You stuck? Yeah, there's no reverse. All right. She's killing me. She's stuck against the wall. There's no reverse. So, but we're trying to get a couple more dates at the Super Speedway. We will for sure do our end of the year Halloween party. It will be November 1st this year. We're trying to book an August date as well, so we'll keep you posted on that, and we'll get a schedule out as soon as we can. We talked about maybe doing a second event at Beach Bend, because there's another entity coming and doing an event, I believe, in April at Beach Bend. So I'll probably be up there with one of the cars to help support those guys too. So, and maybe we can get, I think that guy's name's Ryan Tarver. We'll see if we can't get him on a podcast too. I'll reach out to him, see if we can't at least get a phone call. I think he lives up in either Kentucky or on up in Illinois, something like that. So anyway, Joleigh, if I can break you up, I think I've created a monster. You're gonna have to get you an RC car there, boss.
I'm gonna take it home.
I think she's having a good time over here. So with our last segment, I wanted you to talk a little bit about some of your good sponsors and some of the people that you've, kind of helped you along the way, and who you've got coming up next. I know we're going to sign on again this year and get you fixed up with some more decals, and I'm going to need some issues to lay on the coffee table up here in the shop,
yes,
too.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
That'll be cool. So, but tell us about who's already, helped you out last year, who all's on this beautiful shirt, and then maybe who all signed up to help you in this year.
Yeah, of course. So we had On the Brink. On the Brink is they're from Ohio, and they were the first couple of people that wanted to help us sponsor the first magazine.
Oh, nice.
And they were really sweet, and we actually met them at LS Fest. So it was a pretty fun time being able to kind of correspond back and forth between them.
I'm playing with his shirt, trying to get it to stand there in front there. That's close.
Hold on, you want the?
I know, right here. Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, here you go.
That's more my forte anyway. Let me do some driving while you're doing that. I'll do this. You tell everybody. I want to drive for a little while.
But obviously, Crazy Car Chick, Slide Factory, Eric Moen Racing, Get Slydewayz, Barry Clapp, Graphic Effects. We got 7.5 Clothing, Cosmic Garage, G&K Co. They know who they are. GG and Ken, or G-Maw and K-Paul, as we call them.
Nice.
Jeremy Shoots, Midnight Drifting Co., Ghostface Films, Mad Fab. Obviously, Mad Fab's the awesomest. Apex Auto Works and Nashville Drifting. Can't forget the Napier people. And then Elijah and Ashley White. And they are on the T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
But so this year, we've got Tia back.
Nice.
We've got Apex Auto Works. We got Reaction Racing. We've got Renegade Racing.
Nice.
And then we've got all three of your Bear Clap stuff. So
got a whole stack of
1, 2, 3, right on the T-shirt.
Whole stack
Slap
of me. I love it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, our sponsors are awesome. I'm really excited to see kind of what we create. And so every issue that I make, I always try to make sure like this is gonna bend it and it's gonna kill me, but But we always have this little.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got all of our sponsors on it. It's got all of our logos and stuff, all of their logos. And the ones that we get, like I try my best to make it look really cool. Because, I mean, okay, so you look at regular magazines, right? Yeah. And they're just words.
Yeah.
They're like 2-point words. And you're like, how the heck am I supposed to read this? Well, it's cohesive.
Nice.
It's as small as it can go, but it's cohesive with, what we do. But I always try to kind of like thank people and put our social media and stuff on there. At Skiddz Magazine on Instagram, Facebook.
Nice.
And then we obviously have people on the backs and the fronts
and
stuff. So, But we always try to push our sponsors out there. This year I'm going to be more diligent about it just because last year it was such a trial period. And we did so much that it was so overwhelming. Like it was overwhelming for the first couple of months, obviously, because there were so many people reaching out.
Sure.
I've actually got a couple of stories that I've been working on, but I haven't put in the magazine yet just because I want to kind of add some more stuff around that. But I'm hoping to get into some rally cars too. I think rally cars would be cool.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that. But sponsors really help us out. If you want to become a sponsor, you can always either message me. You can email me skiddsmag at Gmail or at Outlook because I own both of them now.
Nice.
Nice. But I mean, we're always looking for more sponsors. I'm gonna try to do a better T-shirt design this year and kind of see how we could come up with something that's brighter and better and could better represent the magazine that it is today.
I got you.
So, but it's we got a lot of work to do.
Nice, nice. I love the passion.
We got it caught up.
I love the passion. I love that you pour your heart and soul in this deal, and you've put so much in it to try to get it off the ground.
Yeah. And
surely to goodness, to goodness, it's going to work.
I hope it does. I really hope that, like, the newspaper that I work for, to be honest with you, I kind of want to ask to be like, hey, do you want to, help me print the magazine?
Yeah.
Kind of reach out to the people that I already know. And to be honest with you, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad route to go, just to have like a magazine with people that could help me out and edit stuff. And but I think the worst thing that would be is if somebody like bought it from me and was like, you can't have it, you can't have anything to do with it, and it would take the whole meaning out of it,
Yeah. I don't like, there'll be a time for that one day.
Yeah.
But
so that's what I don't want to get so big to where somebody's gonna be like, yank it from me, because right now, like, I do not have the money for the patents or the copyright and stuff. So it's really just like me. It's just me doing what I'm doing with the magazine. And that's fine. But the thing is when somebody's going to like come up and like steal the whole idea and like take stuff, that's what I'm worried about the most.
Yeah.
So that's also going to be in our future plans. We're going to try to copyright Skiddz magazine, the font, all of that, because that is my creation.
So let me put your mind a little bit at ease on that. Did you know that Levi's, the blue jeans, is not copyrighted?
Nuh-uh.
It is not copyrighted.
Well, I'll be there.
But everybody knows
that
Levi's is Levi's.
Yeah.
And it has been around so long that nobody can buy the copyright and try to steal it.
Yeah.
So even though you do need to get it copyrighted, once you do, or once you decide to do that, it actually goes back to the very first time that you ever used it.
Yeah.
And nobody can say that they had it before you, because you will have proof, because you have your volumes and they're all dated.
Yeah.
So even if somebody tomorrow was to start another Skiddz magazine and try to take it away from you, they can't, because you have one that's already a year old and it's yours. So you have that going for you at least. Yeah. But still, do your due diligence.
That's true.
But at least that's there.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I read that. There's your legal advice for the night anyway. I take that for a grain of salt. But no, I read that about Levi's, and I thought, isn't that interesting that blue jean company that's been around for 120 years.
I mean, obviously they've got to have a copyright at some point, but you have to renew it.
But nobody can take it now.
Yeah.
And they don't bother renewing it now.
That is so crazy.
It's historic.
It's widespread.
It's set.
It's everywhere.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Wow.
Man, what a night. I appreciate you coming out here tonight. We might cut this one short. It's been a great night, and we've run a little past 8 o'clock just having fun. So you want to drive some more here?
You want to try to hit Tandra over there?
Tandra over there? No, you can. You can knock her down if you want to. She'll be all right. Clay's probably knocked her down a time or two, so we'll be fine. You close that baby out, and I'll close this one out.
Okay.
Run that battery until it dies. Guys, it's been a great night. Joleigh's been great. We appreciate you coming on. Be sure and give us a like and a follow and all that on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the different ones. Be sure and go to Spotify. Tell your friends about it. Help us out a little bit. Help Joleigh out about a little bit. Get on that Skiddz magazine. Is it skiddz.com? What is it?
It is skiddsmag.com.
Get on
it's easy and
skiddsmag.com.
it's short and people can remember.
That's right. Skiddz, Skiddz. Yeah. Skiddsmag.com. Go check it out. Go see what Miss Joleigh's got cooking. And look for her at an event. She'll be out there with a camera. You can count on it. She'll be in the pits buzzing around. Come up, say hi to her, and if you got a cool-looking car, let her do a feature on it. She'd love to. We'll make it to where she can get all kinds of good stuff going. I'm going to take you to a NASCAR race. I'm going to take you to an Indy race.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'm going to take you to the fairgrounds, put you in the middle of that bunch of morons, and you'll learn some stuff at that deal, I promise you.
Oh, my Lord.
You'll learn some things. We ought to go to Highland Rim. You ever been to Highland Rim? You ever heard of Highland Rim?
Nope. I bet that's a whole can of something. That'd be buzzing out.
So Highland Rim is where they go to fight, and then every once in a while a car race breaks out. So I'll have to take you up there and let you put you in the middle of that mess.
Do you know how funny it would be to put a fight, like pictures of a fight
Dude,
in the magazine? That would be so funny.
I raced up there for a long time, and I mean, it's a mess up there. It's
Oh, my
something
God.
else. So I will tell you one little Highland Rim story real fast before we
there
go.
you go.
I thought we were going to close off, but this is too good to pass up. So I was racing what they would call a super stock. It was basically a 75 Cutlass with a roll cage in it and just a seat in it, and it was bad, but it was fun. You know, it was a good time. And so I'm down there in the pits, and they would have these different, classes. There was probably 10 or 12 classes that ran at the time, and I was down in the pits waiting my turn to go practice, and I heard this commotion over there, and you would pit in these rows down this long gravel embankment down through there and whatnot. And a couple of rows over against the fence, these two dudes are yelling at each other. And I kind of, peek around the corner. I wanted to see what was going on. Everybody was kind of heading that way a little bit. And there was an argument going on over a set of tires. in the lowest form of front-wheel drive, they might have called them taxi cabs. I don't remember what they were. Bombers. They might have called them bombers. It was the lowest form of front-wheel drive, just junk. And these two guys were arguing over this set of tires.
Oh, my Lord.
I want my tires back. No, you said I could have them. No, you can't have them. I'll sell them to you. No, you told me I could have them. You said I'm keeping them. You said I could have them. You son of a... I mean, it got bad. It was getting ugly.
Oh, Lord.
So the aggressor and the defender, we'll call them. The aggressor was uphill and the defender was downhill. The aggressor walks back to his trailer. He comes walking back. He had a knife about that long.
Jeez.
Great big old pig sticker. And he walked around that car. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. You just keep them. Like that, and turn around and walk back to his trailer. And I was like, oh, my God, what did I just watch, And they went running to the track promoter. Did you see what he did there? And the track promoter's like, were they his tires?
Can't do nothing now.
He didn't do,
Oh,
he didn't do a
my
thing. And I thought, I need to get out of here. You know what I mean? This is not my place. This is not my kind of people. I need to get out of here.
Chill, Lord have mercy.
Anyway, that was a great night. That's probably 15 years ago. Maybe it's not like that anymore.
I hope not.
But we ought to go and see anyway, because they let the infield, they let the whole pit crew and family members of the pit crew and everything go into the infield.
Yeah.
And it's a little quarter-mile racetrack. It's small. So if anybody touches anybody on the track, you look to the infield.
You're gonna know.
Because you're going to start seeing, you son of a, he did this on purpose. And then you see these groups of people come together like that, and then they'll go over there. And then this one little girl will come running back crying, he told me, he said something to me, and all of a sudden they're fighting again. It's awesome. It's a mess up there. Yeah, you go up there to watch the
MMA fight. No.
You go up there to watch the fights, and then maybe the race will break out afterwards. It's over with. No, seriously, Highland Rim's a great place. It's a lot of fun. I raced up there several times, and it's a lot of fun. But you do see some action up there. It'd be a good time to do. We might ought to go up there sometime too.
It'd be fun.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on.
Hey, I loved every second. It was fun.
It's a good time. We have a good time on here. Get Slydewayz with Barry Clapp. We'll let you guys go tonight. We'll see you next week.